Ladies and gentlemen, hello. I picked the wrong knob. I think I'm ready. Yeah, I think I'm ready. Hey everyone, it's me. Thanks for being patient with me. The settings changed for going live on YouTube, and I was a bit confused there, but here we are. I've updated the audio a bit. Now, if you notice, the audio goes down a bit whenever I speak, and then it comes back right back up. I'm a pretty big fan of that. Hey Stooky Person, hey Burn Money Beats, good to see you guys. So I am just getting back into streaming. I looked at my channel, and last time I streamed was a year ago. That's kind of crazy. And here it felt like way sooner. So but I do plan on getting back to it. I've got my Yoshi cup. I have black coffee. I'm trying to get into black coffee. Whenever I have it, I feel it does the coffee thing more, you know. But yeah, today I've got a very interesting new stream idea. So typically I'm doing music, but on my channel, if you go on there, subscribe first of all, but also it says exploring art and music, and Stooky. Yeah, 1 year is a lot of Pinto seconds. It's crazy. So it says exploring art and music, and I looked at my videos and everything I posted, and it's like I'm only doing music with some visuals, but like this time I am doing an art stream. And so this idea came up, recently. It was the 10-year anniversary of Stardew Valley. Happy birthday, Stardew Valley. It's a really inspirational game to me. And yeah, it's really inspirational because it is an entire thing made by one guy. Like, he did all the music, he did all the, the in-game graphics, the systems and everything like that. So I'm like, that's cool. I have all these skills, and I could maybe do something like that. Like, I'm not really ready to do any sort of like game thing, but like I know animation roughly. Last time I did it was 2008, maybe 2009. Excuse me. And so I'm like, I need to be doing more with my creative life. Right now it's just a side thing, and I'm like, getting myself back in gear. There was a time where I was like focusing more on my job and like, stuff like that. But now I'm like, if I want to do more creatively, I need to, lock in and get some stuff done. Who's a star doing their valley? Yeah. Oh, hey, Ollie. So yeah, I decided like, I like writing stories. I mean, I used to a lot. I kind of stopped doing a lot of this. So a lot of this is just me getting back into doing creative stuff. The world needs it. It's a bit rough out there. Oh, hey, Ollie. Yeah. If you're on Emily's stream, I've played a few games on their Peak, Yap Yap, and I assume others because we have a good time there. But anyway, so I used to do all this creative stuff like drawing, animation a little bit, but I just went hard into music for like 15 years. And so now I'm like, all right, I need to stop putting all my eggs in one basket and spread out. So I came up with this idea of using Pivot, and I'm like, I want to use Pivot to, make a story, because I'm also inspired by The Amazing Digital Circus. Very nice series, cool thing going on there. And so I'm like, I want to write a story and I want to animate it basically myself. I mean, maybe I'll have help, I don't know. And I want to do like basically everything so that I can make a soundtrack to it. The whole idea behind doing a series with Pivot is to do the soundtrack, because I'm making a lot of this music and it doesn't really have like a home, but it would be really nice. I'll explain what Pivot is soon. But basically, I had all this music and I wanted to put it into a project, because it's a bit hard to like, just post music and people enjoy it these days. Like it's hard to explain. Like if it's attached to a moment that people can, project onto, it tends to resonate more if you associate it with like a situation more than just like it's a song. So anyway, might as well start explaining Pivot. So here I have my other screen, and over here we have Pivot. So this is a stick figure animator made by Peter Bone, and yeah, I'm going to do the work of an entire animation studio. Basically, like the idea here is to kind of get a glimpse of what that might be. Like I've done one test animation, and we will be seeing that shortly. Yeah. So, this is Pivot. Here's the basic. We got the stick figure here. The orange is move the whole thing, and the red is like move a segment. And so if I'm like this, there's that. So this is gonna be really silly looking, but look at that. He's waving. But I discovered recently that this has a lot of new features, and I don't think I'll be using a whole bunch because I just don't know what to do. Yeah, Stooky. Yeah, Pivot has gone through so many different versions. I started using it during Pivot version 2 and ended doing Pivot version 3. This is version 5. And yeah, it is a bit like Shadow Puppets. And yeah, so with this new feature, I've noticed if you move this up here, you can do in-betweens. So like instead of it blocky back and forth, it'll like slow down and like kind of interpolate more. So what did I do here? I'll do 8 in between. I might as well do 8 here. Yep. So here's what that looks like. It's really smooth. Back in the day, you would have to do that manually. And yeah, so I'm like, that's really cool. I think this is where the bendy, yeah, these are the bendy tools. I was looking for these because, like I said, I did a test animation earlier and I didn't know where to find these. So I was like, I'll just do whatever. So if those of you who don't know, Pivot is kind of famous for being like a kid's thing. A lot of times it'd be stick figures like beating each other up or like shooting each other, like, you know, pretty violent, honestly, but action packed. But I had this idea of like, what if we do subtle acting? This is built for 2D animation specifically. I'm sure you could get away with some 3D effects, which I plan on doing. 3D-esque, I guess. I don't know if you guys have seen the behind the scenes of like Snow White, or was it Snow White? I think it was. Back in the 30s with Disney, they had this idea of like having glass panes, and then they paint one section of the background, and then they pretend the camera's moving through, and you like, I can't really do it with my hands, but you get it. It's like depth, but in layers. So Ollie, this is how they made a lot of them. I know there were other programs that did this, but this is the big famous one. But yeah, so I'm here to discover like how to make this intuitive, because like there's a part of my brain that's still reserved for Pivot. And so I just need to like tap back into it and kind of use some of my more modern skills, because I'm a bit more observative than I was when I was 12. Let's see, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 12 is when I was using this, and I'm 29 now, so it's been a while. So here's my recent, I don't want to save. Here's my recent thing. So yeah, I did a test with both the figures and just animation. There's a camera that you can move around. So he walks up. I'll have to work on doing decent walking. So usually they're like, you know, it's a fight sequence, but here they're like, hey, buddy. So you'll see like this. Whoa. This guy on the left is default. I made these mouths. They're really weird. I'll have to work on how to do that better in the future, but yeah. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Stooky Person. Yeah, sorry about the teeth. It was a quick demo, and I'm like, I'm gonna really need to hone this in. But it's cool with the stick figure animations. So this is the default. You can change the color and change, like, you know, here, I'll just go into the editor. So here we are. So you can change the gradients. Maybe there's a faster way to do this, but where is it? Edit. Weird that the edit's on my other screen here. So I turned off the gradient. If I turn it back on, I can change like what color I want it. But basically I was like, maybe this is shading, because I want to get away with like stylistic 3D and not just have it like black and white, you know? So I tried this. You can also have an outline, which this guy doesn't have an outline, but this one does. I just want to see how it works, and based on like how the arms are folding and everything, I might not do the gradient thing. Like from far away, their heads, they look like they're wearing, like they're balding. So yeah. Just looking at this again. Yep. So Ollie, you are exactly right with that. There's a community of people who sculpt like a whole bunch of different figures. I haven't downloaded any because I want to make my own. Yeah. I remember trying my best to... Here. That screen is a bit farther away, so I will pull up chat on my phone. Just refreshing here. Yep. Yo, I remember... Hey, Pono Boy. Yeah, just reading chat on my phone. I was trying my best on how to use the figure builder. It was a bit out of my depth when I was a kid. It's kind of a lot. And I've seen like... Yeah, I've seen some really intricate stuff. Oh, I'm getting audio from my phone. Yeah, maybe I'll get to that level someday. It'd be cool. But anyway, so here, for those who just got here, here's my test animation that I did 2 nights ago. Yeah. Just, I haven't animated in like, is that 18 years? basically like 18 or 19 years. And so I'm like, all right, I just need to start with basics. Yeah. But I'm liking where this is going. So if you'll notice the background here, I'll start on a different frame, like the beginning. All right, so this background is completely just thrown together. There's an option where you can add text. I can't remember how to do it. I think if I add figure, some of the windows show up in the other screen. Let's see. And keep in mind, I'm like learning this in real time. Like, I've explored this a tiny bit just so I'm not like clueless on stream, but like, yeah, it's a lot to figure out. Create figure type. There we go. Yes. So here's the figure animator. Oh, you can do bendy stuff in here too. Sweet. Yeah, we're just chilling today. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this because I have this big idea for a story, and it requires animation and a soundtrack, and I can do art and stuff, so I'm like, might as well do art. Again, I got my Yoshi cup with my coffee at 5:30 and that night. But yeah. Yeah, I'll get into that later. But basically, there's a way you can type and make letters. And so I was like, oh, well, that'll be quicker than making a figure because I don't understand that yet. So this is the letter I. And this is the letter C. And if you cut it out of the frame, it's like the ground and a hill in the back. But I'm not too satisfied with that being the background, so I'm like, I need to make it myself in another program, bring it into here, and so yeah. Yeah. So the other part of today is exploring something that I didn't know it existed. So also back in the day, I also played with MS Paint, which came with every, Windows laptop. Yeah, thanks, Mono Boy. So yeah, turns out that they have a new version that I didn't know about. Here's what I made, just kind of brainstorming. So this is me just getting used to the program. It's way more bare bones than Paint 3D, which was a different plugin. Different program. I won't go into it. But basically, yeah, I can make backgrounds with this. I can make like assets because you can bring in sprites into Pivot. But yeah, so this was the idea I had. Like for one layer, I will make like clouds with a transparent background. I'll make like a city backdrop, transparent background. The trees, there's the guy, the main thing. And then like, let's say like a brick fence or something like that. And so then as he's walking, the thing will move. So it's like the depth. Yeah, so that was my plan, and I was like visualizing it. I'm using this mouse with a little mouse wheel. So it's like these lines are a bit rough, but like you kind of get what I'm getting at. So yeah, and I was playing around with the colors because I want to get this style. So once we get things going, it will be yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm thinking once I get good at Pivot and doing like backgrounds and stuff, I might do some really funny things. So yeah, this was my brainstorm thing. No, I'm not gonna save it. You guys saw it. So yeah, this here, I'm gonna zoom out a tiny bit. So I guess I'm gonna start drawing. Yeah, this, like, it's hard to do games with this, but like, you know, it really helps ergonomics. Like a few years ago, I was like, I need to stop being forward and doing all that. It's like straining me. And if I'm gonna be sitting here for hours, I need to be chill. So I have this, like, almost dropped it. I have this keyboard, thanks to a friend. And then I have this, which I got for like $20. And yeah, I just lean back and it's chill. So, oh yeah, some of you may know this background song. I made all of these songs, they're unreleased, so I don't get any sort of false claims from my own streaming services. But yeah, so right now I'm going to be making a background. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the sky, which this doesn't look that good. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna go back. Make it bigger and less opaque. All right, we're getting somewhere. So I'm just making a nice blue sky for the background right now. And then, I don't know, then I'll add something else. There's not a good way to get like a gradient, like I know other programs do, but yeah, chip away at this gradient here. Speaking of, I've been playing around with that even more. So for those of you not in the Emily Hopkins community, they released a plugin called Chippo, which is it's a VST plugin that you can do. It's hard to describe. You just got to be there. But essentially, you can create sounds with it, but it doesn't act like every other like plugin. It's yeah, I'm too tired to explain it right, but let's turn this opacity up. But a lot of people online don't really like it, which is, it's unfortunate because there's a lot of value in there. Like producer bros who are used to like, you know, different plugins that are a bit more straightforward. They're like, yeah, this isn't a very good plugin, but like, I want to be there and be like, hey, maybe the plugin isn't bad. Maybe you're bad. I mean, maybe not so harsh like that, but I'm like, you know, you can do anything with whatever. You just got to have like the right kind of mindset towards it. So I decided to make a whole bunch of tracks. I'm probably going to release it as an EP. Just a few more things. Different ways to approach it. How's that looking? It looks like I'm not doing very much. Algorithmic generation. Like, are you talking Chippo or this blue this blue background right now? Because yeah, Chippo, it's really interesting because you kind of have to play with randomness and yeah, it's hard to predict randomness, and producers are very control-y. I'd know. I am one. So that's not really a diss. Yeah. So yeah, I'm making a Chippo project because I want people to give it more of a chance personally, and that's partially because like I know Russ and Emily, and I'm a fan of the developer guy, Mike. I didn't realize that I was familiar with his work beforehand. I don't know if you guys ever watched the PBS Idea channel back in the day, but the host of it, that's the guy who did the back end programming of Chippo, and that's cool. Like, I've been a fan of his for a while, so it was really interesting to bump into him. Yeah. So, where am I at with this? So this is I feel like I'm not doing like anything to this background right now. Not a lot is happening, but let's see if this changes anything. Oh yeah. I mean, not that much, but we're on to something here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Chippo, it's like you got to work with what you're given, and you know, there's some controls for like the scale and everything like that, but for the most part it is sorry, I'm distracted by my own art because I'm looking at this and there's cool little artifacts, like, yeah. Anyway, I think I've got this down. So now I'm going to, let's make some clouds. I would say is I wish that it was easier to record the Chippo, but other than that, Stooky. Yep. Yeah, like that's one of the things people had an issue with is like, you know, it's not MIDI, and you know, it's not very direct. Anyway, yeah, I like Chippo. It brings out a lot of, it has character. Like, it's not just a synth, because every DAW has a synth basically. I need to make these clouds. I'm just just sitting chatting. Yeah, so the main idea, I'm just doing a generic sky background for any sort of future test animation I'm doing here. It doesn't look that great, but I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna start with an outline of a bigger one here. And then, whoops, wrong one. Up the size a bit. But yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Or this morning, depending where you're at. Because I had a day off today, and I'm like, well, you know what? I should do something towards my channel, because I've just been promising for like a few years of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this channel, and I just haven't really done much. So I'm like, might as well just start streaming. I don't really have huge expectations for right now. I'm super glad I have a very small amount of viewers, because like, I don't feel like I have enough of a show right now for a big audience, but eventually I will, and that's the goal. So thanks for being here for this test thing. Yeah, right now it's not very pivot, but we're getting there. So yeah. This is very kind of like impressionistic. So chat is right there, but I'd rather read it right here. Yeah. Hell yeah, Pony Boy. I did a lot of chores today. So I clean apartments for my job, and the other day I was doing the common areas, and then it was nice out, so they wanted me to go around and pick up trash, which doesn't sound nice, but it was great. I had a great time. I feel like it genuinely helped me out, just experiencing the sun and the warmth after like kind of a long winter here. So yeah, I was just chilling, lots of looking around, picking up small stuff, but yeah. So then I was like, what should I do with my weekend? I should stream. Stooky's going Stooky. He walked the dogs as usual, other than catching the little pugger red-handed eating food off the park. There's a heart emoji in the way. Other than that, just chilling right now while watching the Stooky stream. Well, thanks for joining me as we paint these nice little clouds. And I feel like this brush isn't doing that much, but trust the process. Let's see. So I'm gonna do some smaller ones. Just quick. I don't like how that looks, actually. This winter lasted for 2 years. Man, it really lasted a long time. Hey, what's up? Yeah, just chilling. Right now we've got some clouds. Why is that not looking good? Okay, up, down. There we go. That's more or less what I'm looking for. You know what? I'm just gonna go with this. This is the sky. Because I could sit here for the whole time and, get a decent looking thing, but let's do a bitmap. But yeah, how you doing, Joe? Oh, crazy. Where am I going with this? Pictures. It's weird they don't have like an easy way to get here. I'm gonna do animation folder. Excuse me. Oh, it's the first day of autumn in first day of autumn in Australia. Well, it's nice that the summer wasn't too crazy. So backgrounds, and then I'll do sky 1. Sure, why not? So there's that, and now I go back to Pivot. Let's do a new one. Load background image. Yeah, look at all my stuff. Where's the animation? Backgrounds. It looks nice from far away. Yeah, it's coming together. So yeah. Yeah. Now I have to make the ground. You know what? I'm going to add text. Now I need to remember how to do that. Create text object. There we go. And now we've got this. I'm gonna do the letter J. You probably did see the Stooky emoji. I keep a lot of my edit stuff in there. I do a lot of my edits on my phone too. The best part of being a Boglin is the Stooky folks I met, some of whom are right here. True. Like I'm really appreciative of everyone here. I met most of you through Emily Hopkins, and I really appreciate that because you know, she's a really nice person and, you know, deserves some really good things happening. So yeah. I'll make that green. So we've got the letter J, and I'm mainly doing that for this. So I'm going to scale it up. Let's see, last time I did 4,000. Let's zoom out a bit. Maybe let's go 5,000. Yep. And the reason I chose J instead of I is just because you got that little curve at the end. It's a bit more depth. Anyway, this is looking pretty cool. I don't know what my plan is here. Like, I spent all this time making the background, and move this forward a bit. So now the stick figure is right in front here. So let's edit this guy. Yeah, because the default is cool, but eventually I want to have a style. I can't highlight it all. Oh, down here is the color. Do you guys have any votes on what color he should be? Because, like, I just want something other than the default black. I'll have an outline around him, so he'll still be easy to read visually. But yeah, submit your votes in the chat, because I'm curious what colors you guys want to see. Even if he's green, I'll make it a different shade of green. The plan is to fiddle around. 'Tis good as is anyway. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. So I'm gonna wait a bit because there's a delay with the stream and then you guys seeing it. So yeah. Blue milk blue. Nice. What would that be? That's like this shade, right? Orange, aka the second best color. Two ends of the spectrum. Rock, paper, scissors. Just kidding. Well, I can have two people. In fact, I think that's a good idea. I'll do, whoops, undo that. I'll do two of these. So I'll make one that's a, blue milk blue. I think this one is close enough to that milk. I could be bluer now that I'm looking at it, but I'm too far in. Yeah, orange and blue, that's Hollywood colors. That's the sunset. Really powerful combination. Good contrast. So there's where I do the head. Blue versus red. Oh man. Did you guys ever see that series, the Machinima series, Red versus Blue? I only saw like up to a certain season, but that was a nice time. Oh, that's right. The outline. Thickness up. Outline color. Black. That looks interesting. Add to animation as blue guy. There we go. And then now I'll do the same with some shade of orange. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I might stay with the slightly pastel muted one. I think it will look nice against the other blue. Wrong way. So, as a reminder, I made all the background music, and I'm very proud of it. And this song, I feel so warm and fuzzy with it. It just sounds like a good day. And yeah, just one day I just had this craving of listening to like a Pokemon type soundtrack, or you know, something really like adventurous but cozy. So I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. So yeah, I made this all in FL Studio. Eventually it'd be nice to do some soundtrack work, so I'm trying to keep my horizons open for like different styles. Yeah, so this is like, you know, soundtrack. Orange guy. There we go. And I'll delete that one. Now what? That I feel like I'm asking myself that so much just because I'm like, what am I doing here? Oh, so basically I was doing a whole bunch of animation tests of like in-betweens and stuff. So I'm gonna have the orange guy sitting here. Oops. So like we're looking down here a little more. Maybe stargazing. You know, like a nice chill thing going on here. Alright, so we're chilling here. And then we're gonna have this person. I'm doing a lot of left to right walking things, but might as well. Like, we're in the phase of like randomness. This song's such contrast to the last one. Last one was like, oh, pleasant times with the buddies, and this one's like, let's go. Let's win the game. Let's win the race. Almost done with my coffee. It's 5:55 here. It's an unfortunate time to be having coffee, but I needed it for the stream because I'm like tired. So like, yeah, I want to be a bit, you know, pretty entertaining for you guys. Yep, so we'll start this here. So with the last one, I did a lot of walking frames like I did it manually. Here, I want to test out the in-betweens because if I can get away with doing it like this, then yeah, we're in business. I feel like this is gonna look so not that great, but yeah. Move over a bit more. All right, so if we just press play right now, oh, it does do in-betweens. I'm gonna do 18, might be pretty slow. But yeah, these new features, this might be really, shorten my time quite a bit. 18, so it's good. It's pretty good. Oh, I'm so excited because like before it took so long to just get that walking. Yeah, the previous frame shadow, they call that onion skin, which it really helps for consistency. But if I wanted to, I could add more shadows, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just so happy. I'm relieved, honestly, because I thought it was gonna look bad. But like, we're doing a style here, and it could use refinement, but like we're getting there. All right, so we're just gonna keep on walking. This is so exciting. Looks a treat. Thank you. Yeah. Oh no, I think I edited a frame, right? So you just like jump. That was unfortunate. I can't undo. Well, yes, I'll delete that one. So walking. Okay. So if we didn't have a J and it was just a background, then yeah. Fun fact about this song, I made it for an album that I'm releasing soon, but I decided not to keep it because it sounded a bit too close to some of the other ones I made. So it's out in the ether. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I will have it for the album. Looking stooky. Thank you. Yeah. Move it up a bit more. Yeah, and like I agree with that. Like there's a certain point when refinement becomes unreal. Like, not to bring it up, but we've got AI now and people are like, oh, it's like perfect. But I've always, since I was a teenager, have always been a fan of things that were a bit less perfect. Because you can see the humanness of it. Like, in the art here, you can kind of tell it was a brush stroke, and I think there's something kind of special about that. Like the only reason it looks like that is because of me, the way I am, and like my health and my upbringing. Like it all goes into every single brush stroke, and AI just kind of looks the same across the board. I mean, there are variations, but yeah, I mean that's why I'm like, I gotta get good so that I can consistently do creativity to, you know, so that I'll be hired for like what I'm doing personally and not like filling in something. AI is utter shite. Yeah, it's got some potential. Like if it didn't use data centers and if everyone wasn't so like devoted to it, I think it'd be fine. But like, I don't know, it's crossed the line. But let's see. So I've got these frames. I think my magic number here was 18. So I'm gonna go up 18. It's touchy. And also I'm caffeinated, so like maybe my dexterity isn't like smooth. Man, sleeping is gonna be interesting, but hey, you know, whatever. I'll take a nap if I need to tomorrow. But yeah, this should be it. I'm so happy with how passable that is. Like, you know, with this series, I want it to be done quick, but still have character. Yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. So the only issue that I have is you've got angles, and these guys are silhouettes. So it's like, I don't know, like I want to have this person turning to look and as they sit and chill, but like I don't know how I can do that, because right now we're seeing like, oh, he's looking up and then he's looking forward, but it's all like side view. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, like Pono Boy, there must be a way to do that. Like there's a lot of features in this that I haven't even explored, and I know it's stuff that like people in the Pivot Discord have thought about and asked Peter to make. But like, yeah, I'm just like my inner child is like taking over right now, where it's like, well, we're just gonna do what we know what to do, and then eventually I'll run into issues like I just explained, like, yeah, he's walking, and yeah, they're both facing the same way, but like, you know, how am I gonna show angles, you know? So that'll be a future Sheldon problem. And yep, so update this frame. Now I have to think, like, how does someone go from standing to sitting down? Well, as I think about it, this song is nice. I'm just complimenting my work, but like, it's I made this in 2020. Didn't really have a plan to put it anywhere, but I just thought about the future. I was like, what reminds me of the future, but also like the 2000s? And yeah, the song came out. This is why animators use references, because like, you know, how does this guy go from standing to like sitting like this? I'm gonna have to do some thinking right now. So it's basically like you squat, you put your hand down, and then once you're fully on the ground, like on all fours, basically, the legs go out. So I guess we'll try that. I can already tell this is gonna look silly, but you know, that's why we're here. Right now it's a can. This is so strange. Like, I like this because I'm like, I never thought about what it's like to be standing and then sitting down. Like, this is just stuff that we do all the time. And we don't sit and think like of the mechanics and the visual of it. Like, I know this is going to look strange and I'm going to learn a lot from it. And maybe you guys too. So move that closer in. Thanks, Pony Boy. So outward, that one is the arm. All right, so they're sat down. And move the leg out a tiny bit. And same with that one. Okay. So now they're relaxing, looking up at the clouds. I added like this, I don't know, it looks like day and nighttime at the same time. I didn't mean to do that, but it's cool. It's a poetic. Oh, we're getting into the experimental side of this playlist. Yeah. I was thinking for this one, okay, I didn't even explain the plot of the story that I'm coming up with, but since we're early on, I'm not worried about spoiling too much. So I'm just thinking about this position here. I'll do that here. The story follows this guy named Gerund, like gerund phrases. It's an English thing. And he's from the future, 2216 specifically. And in his time, he is one of the few people who dreams. And he has all these like vivid dreams. He's kind of a loner, but like he spends a lot of time in his dreams. And there are some reoccurring characters. Some are totally made up, but there's this one that's like real. And it's a girl. And they're, they have adventures and he keeps seeing her, but he doesn't know her in real life. And so like he goes about his day, and then when he goes to sleep, they're dreaming again. And yeah, it turns out, I don't want to spoil too much, but it turns out she's a real person, and she's from 2005. And so it's like some crazy like shared dream time travel thing going on, and there's some personal growth in their waking lives. She eventually becomes an author because she has these crazy dreams and has all these ideas. And yeah. And then it turns out she's really important for Jaren's time because she was responsible for a lot of things that they're into because her work was discovered way after her death. Because it's 200 years, like, she's not going to be alive. Then there's some things with time travel, a whole bunch of other, like, sci-fi-ish stuff happening. Like, it's a sci-fi setting, but I don't want it to be about like the sci-fi too much. Like it's like a love story, like a mystical kind of thing, but it just happens to be in a sci-fi situation. So that is that's essentially what I'm going for with this whole thing. Like that's where this is all leading up to. There's a lot more to be written, but that's my elevator pitch. At the end, with time travel, do they meet? They might not, who knows? But you know, it's just, I think it's a cool idea. So like I'm using Pivot to animate it to where you know, you get a subtle story, like, you know, you get dialogue between two people having a real conversation and not just like memes or two stick figures beating each other up. And yeah, so the music, a lot of it is futuristic kind of sounding, but it's also 2000s sounding. So yeah, let's see how this looks. So he's walking up. It looks fine. Yay. I mean, it looks a little uncanny, but hey, we're getting somewhere. That looks so cool. Wow. I'm like kind of blown away because like the in-betweens. Maybe in the future I'll have less in-betweens because it's kind of glidey with certain parts. But yeah, 2005 was a vibe. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was 8 or 9 during that, and I think that's a good time to be that age or that in that era because like the 2000s are a deep part of my childhood, and like I feel so strongly about it. Yeah, thanks guys. It's yeah, I'm super happy with how this little test turned out. It's like, I don't know, there's a certain point when you're working on art where it's like, this isn't really I don't know, like the art takes on its own life and I have to like support it. Like the way that, I don't know, the crouching animation, it's a little real. You know, and in the future I'm guessing it'll be even more so. Yeah. Now I'm just thinking of what else I should do with this. Well, we've got the camera, so I can zoom in on them. How would that work? Oh, right. These here. So this, I move the camera, and then this, I scale it, I think. No, that's rotation. Oops. Here, I'll undo. There we go. And I think this over here is scaling. There we go. Yep, so I'm gonna zoom in. Like right there with no in between. Here, if I... How do I copy? I think I just update frame again. No. Reset virtual camera. Yeah, I'll update that frame, and now I'll do it. Yeah. So now's the camera thing. And then I'm gonna add like a whole bunch of in-betweens there because it'll be like slow. All right, so here is Sky Gazing by me. I'm gonna see if I can have a more appropriate song here. All right, this one. Yeah. Walking over. Sitting down. Okay, that kind of ruined the mood a little bit, but hey, we got something. So if I just take this and move it over halfway, more or less, update that frame. I'll just blast the in-betweens here. All right, take two. This is Sky Gazing. Let's look at the sky. That looks nice. I like that. Oh, so yeah, then once we're here, I'm gonna try some movie magic and move this a little bit. So then now we try some of the bendy options. Thanks, Pony Boy. Wait, no, so they're right there. And then they're right here. So now, let's get bendy. Oh, if I click the right mouse button, I can bend it. Oh, nice. And if I want to shorten it, press Control. So interesting. This looks really weird for right now, but it'll make sense in a second. Control, shorten. This looks so strange. So it's like a back view. That looks so strange, but let's see if it works out. I'm liking how simple this is though. Like, it looks weird. I think this is where it falls apart. But oh, I can go outside the frame. That's cool. Okay, update that frame. And then we keep going up slowly. turn their head a little bit. Okay, they're out of frame. I don't need to worry about them. Okay, then we blast these in-betweens, and then I'll call this one done. I'm glad I found the bend and stretch. I'm gonna have to work on that later. I think I might end stream soon, just because like I'm hungry and I want to eat some food. But yeah, these past 3 songs are for sure going on the soundtrack. I'll edit them for the context, but like, yeah, let's see how this looks. Oh, okay, hold on. I didn't mean for that to be an in-between. All right. No in-betweens there because they're not gonna like sprint into formation. Like it's meant to be like a camera shot thing. Yep, so they're walking over, sits down. Oh wow, look at the sky. I did it myself. And then hopefully that reads as them forward. Not too bad. Hungry, I don't need this. Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm just gonna admire it a little more. So one thing I do want to work on, looks very Stooky. Thank you. Like, this is coming together. And like, you know, I want to take a look and try to see stuff that I want to see improved more. Like when they're sitting there, the orange guy, like he's just completely still. In real life, even if I'm like just standing still, unless I'm really trying to stay still, it's you know, you're moving around a tiny bit all the time. And so like if I were to do that, I'd like zoom way in and just move it just a tiny bit on each frame. In fact, maybe I should just do that now. No, I think it's a bit too late because then I have to keep track of where the hands are. Yeah, I'm gonna do that some other time. But yeah, so many ideas from this. Like, me too, honestly. Like, I'm glad I took my time with the sky. It looks kind of anime, and you know, the music helps, I think. I have this playlist that I made of stuff that I made where I'm like, this seems like it would work for the show. This one was specifically made for the show. It was a really simple thing to make. That's a preset with Citrus if you use FL Studio. But yeah, you can kind of see like in the future, if I want to do moving clouds, I need them as their own thing so I can animate it moving slowly on their own. So like in this beginning shot, imagine these slowly moving. We're cooking. We're starting to cook. I'm really liking where this is going. A little leg bop or something. Like, yeah. Like, you know, if I'm just sitting here and I'm like acting like I'm observing the sky right now, like, you know, the head moves around, like, see, I'm not like fully standing still. Like, this is why animators use references. Because like, you know, I'm just now noticing like so much about motion and like our daily life that we don't think about. Like I was mentioning about sitting down. Like, how do you go from standing to sitting? well, you gotta crouch and like hit the floor and then move your legs out once your butt's on the ground. And yeah, I can't wait to see it too. Yeah, this is just two buddies looking at the sky. Which guy? This one. But yeah, I'm gonna save this first. Who else is first in the chat? Sky gazing. And the thing is, like, once I'm done with this, I can export it as a video. Like I can't have audio, unfortunately. He mentioned in the Discord, in the Pivot Discord, that like that's not really doable right now. It would be very complicated. I completely understand. But you're able to add your own stuff afterwards. For me, I always tend to bob my head from left to right and back in kind of a beat. Yeah. I was seconds. So true. Yeah, like, you know, this is why I need a face, something to rotate, because, you know, my silhouette, I'm sure my hair would give it away and like the curve of my nose and stuff, but like, you know, to be able to see that on a stick figure. And yeah, eventually I'll have more details. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. Like, I figured out some basics. I got this test animation done. I'll just keep it playing. This is a high frame rate thing as well. Like, it's up to 33 frames per second, which, you know, it's not like 60 frames, which would be cool, but you know, 24 is film frame rate. So 33, it's a nice middle ground, because high frame rates are really slick to look at. Jaren participle. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not fully sure on her name. I thought about her name being Paige, because it's like, oh, author Paige. You know, and it's a believable 2005 name. Who knows? But I think I'm gonna call it there. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for the beginning of hopefully a really nice situation with animation. I'm getting my imagination back. It's been a stressful few years. I don't know about you guys, but you know, fun mode has been turned off slightly to do harder stuff in life. But now that things are slowing down, I can start going back to fun mode. And I'm looking at like the sky and like that upward panning thing, you know, at the end of this. It's like, you know, things are looking up. No pun intended. But yeah, so I guess that's it. Thanks everyone for being here again. Here's my face. Yeah, so just checking chat. Yeah, thanks Dookie Person, Pona Boy, Burn Money Beats, anyone else, Joe. My brother was in here earlier. Whether or not you chatted, I appreciate you very much. Yeah, not sure what else to say. If I move to my slideshow, I'll let the song play out. And yeah, everyone have a great time. Thanks.